Hey guys, hope you guys are enjoying your Sunday. I hope that you enjoyed that one day of nice, cool weather because that's the way it is here in Texas, isn't it? It's just like that one day. But anyway, it's a little bit better than before, so we're still enjoying a little bit of that fall weather. So, but anyways, I wanted to come on here and just kind of like share my thoughts on enjoying and embracing our season of singleness. And I know that maybe that those words are like, yeah, those don't go together, because it's like, how can we enjoy this season of singleness when it's so hard? But believe it or not, I've been there. I've been in the place where it was like so extremely hard and really, really hard to just wait, to wait on what God wanted to do in my life, and as far as relationships, and especially I think coming out of a relationship that I was in for about 12 years, and then all of a sudden that relationship is completely over. So that was really, really hard for me. I think that that's the time where I realized, like, wow, like this is really hard. Like now I understand, singles, when they're really looking for that relationship and they really want to be in a relationship. And I understand, because it's difficult, and you really just want somebody there. I think especially if you have been in a relationship previously, then I think it's harder because you begin to miss that person that you were with. You begin to miss, being able to have that connection, being able to have that person to just call up and say, hey, you want to go out to eat, or hey, let's go out to dinner, or whatever it may be, and for me, being married, just missing those embraces, just missing that affection, and just missing everything that comes with marriage. And so it was something that it was really, really hard, and it was, I mean, it was very, very hard in the first, like the first year, like the first several months. And so but I have learned that even now in this season of singleness, I realized that we can really, really embrace it. And for a long, long time, I just really wanted to be in a relationship. And right now, I'm in a place where, I'm good. I still want to be in that relationship, but it's not like this super hard thing to deal with, because I believe that God is still working in my life. And I think that I've heard this before, where when you know that you're ready for a relationship, when you no longer feel that you need a relationship in order to be satisfied. And as contrary as that may sound, I believe that it's true, just because I think that a lot of the times when we are really seeking a relationship, it's because we want them to fulfill something inside of us. We want them, and we think that we are going to be happy when we are in that relationship, and when we find that somebody, we're going to be happy. And I think that that's a wrong way to look at marriage and relationships, because no person will ever be able to fulfill that, those desires in your heart, that somehow you may not be happy because of your looks. You may not be happy because you feel like you need that somebody to love you. But if you don't love yourself, that it's going to be really hard to even accept their love. Or and what if they don't love you the way that you expect them to be loved, expect them to love you? And so there's a lot of things that can come with those relationships, that we start imagining relationships that, oh, you know what, we start picturing and having these ideas and visions of what our marriages are going to be like. And a lot of times they're not like that, just because we're imagining that we're going to be really happy. And I'm not saying that marriages, you're not happy with your marriage. That's not what I'm saying, because marriages are really important, and there's really and there's so many good things about marriage. But what I'm trying to say is that you're counting on your spouse to fulfill those needs in you. Then when you are with your spouse and he doesn't do the things that you expected him to, he doesn't make you feel the way you expected him to make you feel, then that's when all of these problems are going to begin to arise. And so I think it's really important for us to work on ourselves, and to embrace your season of singleness means that you are spending that time getting to know who you really are, the things that you really like, that you really get to know and love yourself for who you are, and that you also embrace, the gifts that you have in your own life. And because if not, then you can really lose yourself. I think that the greatest gift that you can give to your spouse is your true self. Because, man, I mean, because if you are your true self, then you are going to be able to give the best of yourself to that other person, and you're not going to expect them to fulfill you, to satisfy you in any way. When you are happy being single, when you are happy being who you are, when you are, just really trusting in God for him to bring that right person at that right time, then I think that just makes you feel at peace and at ease, knowing that God has somebody in mind for you. But you really do have to wait. You really do have to just trust that God knows best. And that's why I don't even date. I don't, and a lot of friends of mine, even though as sweet as they are, they've been trying to, hook me up with people, and I laugh because they're so sweet. They want the best for me, but I'm just like, what, I'm not interested. And so, but I just think it's very sweet how when you're single, everybody just wants to pair you up, and everybody just wants you to, find someone and get married already, but you know what, I really do think that God is just continuing to work in my life, and I'm fine the way I am right now. Do I want to be in a relationship? Yes, I do. Do I want to get married? Of course I do. But I also know that there's a perfect timing for that. And so the other day I posted something on Facebook which said, what did it say? Single but not available. There's a difference, and there really is. There really is a difference between, being available and just being single. And right now it's like I am single, but just because I am single doesn't mean that I'm available. It doesn't mean that I'm available for somebody to come. I'm not available to start dating either. I think that I'm just really waiting on God and just seeing where, and I think I'll know, when God wants me to take that next step. But for me right now, I think that God is just really working in my life, and he's still continuing to teach me a lot of things. And, and I think the best thing that we can do while we are waiting is grow and learn, read books. I've read several of the books, and about marriage, and it's helped me to understand even a lot of things, a lot of mistakes that I did in my previous marriage. I think that helped me out a lot too. And the things that happened, before, it was just a really great learning lesson for me. And I understood that, that both of us, we're at fault, and I'm not blaming myself. I'm not blaming my ex-husband for everything that happened, because I know that it was both of us, who failed. And so anyway, so I just took a lot of learning lessons from that. And so I really do encourage you that if you are single, just be patient, wait on God, and don't be so desperate to just go into a relationship just because you want to fulfill that void inside, just because you want to be in a relationship, because that relationship with your spouse is going to be the greatest and most important relationship that you can be with in this earth. And so it's really important about that. You need to get to know yourself. You need to know how to love yourself and understand who you are, and know the things that you love, know where you stand with the Lord. And if you have high expectations for that person in your life, that person that you see, your wife, you have these expectations for your husband, and well, you need to prepare yourself, because if you're having those high expectations, then your future spouse may have also those high expectations. And are you meeting those expectations? So are you working on yourself? So instead of focusing on trying to find the right one, focus on yourself, on being the right one. So I really just want to encourage you to invest in yourself, invest in knowing who you are, because the greatest gift that you can give to your future spouse is when you are your full self. That is the greatest gift that you can give to somebody else, is when you are your complete self, when you're being your true self, when you are being your authentic, true, genuine self. And I really, really do believe that that's the greatest gift that you can give anybody, especially your spouse, because once you get to know who you really are, you can give of yourself. He can accept you for your weaknesses, and you accept yourself for your own weaknesses and your own faults, and you're able to accept him or her for their weaknesses as well, and their strengths, and you allow them to be themselves. Because if you give room yourself for those mistakes and those failures, you're able to give them that room to fail too. And so I don't know, I just wanted to really encourage you all and to really embrace the season of singleness. And don't be so desperate for a relationship that you're going to get into a wrong relationship that you're really going to regret. So, my brothers and sisters, just continue to wait on the Lord and just ask him, ask God, and what is it that you want me to do? Am I ready for a relationship? Start reading books, spending time with God and asking him about that. And like I said, just really, really wait. And like I said, because your future spouse is not going to be able to satisfy all of your needs, because we're all different. And if you are having like this thought, that your future spouse is going to fulfill all of those needs, is going to make you happy, then you are completely mistaken. And I'm saying that just from my heart, because I know that that's not the way it works. Because everybody is different, everybody loves different, and everybody receives love differently, and we are so completely different that sometimes we don't understand the way that they love us, but for them, that's the way they love, so I don't know if that makes any sense, but I hope it does. So anyway, guys, I really hope that you guys are enjoying your day, and I will talk to you guys again soon.